Hi, I'm the condom of semen you flushed down the toilet, Yvonnedeculo.
And I'm the cum stain that's giving you a migraine, Gloom.
And welcome to the Victory Lap, where we discuss the most recent episode of Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I did nails this time. I think facials are weird.
I like the pearl necklace myself.
I don't know, I don't even like that. So Kimura is gone, and we have another day in the workroom. And once again, there's no mini challenge and no pit crew. I don't know how much more I can live in these war times. I need to pull my tits up because they look kind of weird. So this week, we did not get Q&N like I was hoping for. We have some morning talk shows, which might as well be Q&N, they just didn't call it that. Trinity and Aja were the team captains because Trinity won last week and Aja, she didn't go home. I was pretty worried about Aja as a team leader. I didn't know if she was gonna pull all the way through, but thank God she picked the team that she picked because I think that they really saved her ass. Sasha and Shea were clearly like the breakout standouts of this main challenge, and like I was so impressed with the comedy that they were giving because like they both seem, well, not so much Shea, but Sasha very much seems like a very like well-mannered, quiet type of like soft-spoken person, and the fact that she was able to pull out all of this comedy from deep within and like it really translated. It was so funny.
Deep into her
vagina and like pulled out some comedy.
She pulled out a stick of broccoli.
I was really impressed. Like every single line was so funny.
They played off of each other. They built it up. They took the moment. And they didn't do that stupid thing that sometimes they do on the show where like they try to do a funny bit and they either rush it or they'd make it too long. They had good timing and it was really fun to watch.
Nina and Eureka were also really good too in their DIY. I thought that they were the best ones in that whole team next to Cynthia. But I honestly feel like Eureka almost kind of steamrolled over Nina in the same way that Ginger did with Candy Ho during the Despia Awards.
Oh yeah.
It was Nina was setting up the joke and then Eureka was, you know, delivering it.
I already had a bad taste in my mouth from Eureka. I don't like her outfits, and I do not like that she doesn't really give a lot of variance. It's all the same basic thing. It's like
I'm getting tired of that.
The Q-tip hair, the same face, and just ugly outfits, really.
I thought Cynthia was also really funny in that team too. I thought she did a really good job.
Despite her adversity against her, she pulled a Yara Sofia, which was. You did not say half the words you were supposed to say, and the ones you did say were in the wrong order.
Yara Sofia during Q&N.
But you know what, bish? You did it good.
And Charlie was so bad. I felt so bad that she was paired with Charlie because it was just like, she was not only taking over, but she wasn't doing it in a good way. Like, you can be a control freak, and you can take charge. And we've seen that plenty of times on Drag Race. But those girls that usually are like, I'm the boss, I'm in control here, they're usually good about at least not fumbling, and I felt like Charlie just fumbled.
Charlie, I mean, I think we saw a little bit of this side of Charlie in the first Untucked. When
she told Eureka to shut up?
Yeah, when she started going kind of like cuckoo, but not the cuckoo, the cuckoo. So I was disappointed that it came out so badly in this episode, but at the same time I wasn't like surprised. I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
I was so happy that we got a RuPaul's Kitty Drag Race reference though, and I was sad that it kind of felt wasted. Like, I love RuPaul's Drag Race. It's one of my favorite things. It's disappointing that it kind of just got fumbled.
Yeah, both the media things were badly fumbled in this.
A lot of the girls in this challenge were just flat. Like, they were flatter than Cynthia's cuckoo.
We don't have a lot of like really out there personalities. The most out there personality on this season is Cynthia. And
then Eureka for the bad reasons.
But then, yeah, Eureka's not even out there, she's just a bitch.
The thing that really confuses me is like, we are in season 9, and all these girls have seen the way that Fifi acted, the way that Roxy acted, and how they were treated off the show. And why would you look at all that history of all these girls who treated other contestants kind of poorly, then you see the backlash that they got off the show. Why would you then perpetuate that attitude? Like, why would you not at least try to fake your personality to something different? Like, I know that it's high stress, I know that it's crazy, but like, hide that crazy person inside of you so that people don't look at you and be like, you're a monster and a cunt.
You're a monster. I think, and the real tipping point for me with Eureka, besides the whole like trying to talk over everybody and try to control it and make it the Eureka show, the tipping point for me was the eating disorder fight. Well, I understand like it's drag queens, they can say whatever they want to say. I'm gonna say it's an eating disorder.
There are ways to make an eating disorder joke.
You know, it's an abortion joke. Like, it's pretty blue, raunchy humor with drag queens. It was the way she reacted when that upset Sasha.
And when Sasha tried to be like, hey, this isn't cool.
This isn't cool, and this is why.
And then she tried to, like, victim blame.
She victimized herself. She said, it's comedy. I'm just making a, you know, a joke. It's just a comedy thing. It's what I do. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? I don't see why you're so upset. I'm so sorry that it bothered you. That was when I decided that I really don't like Eureka.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that. Like, I don't like her, but she's such a good performer. And
I don't see that yet.
I don't know.
She has yet to impress me. On the flip side of that, Aja managed to get me back a little bit when she apologized to Valentina.
See, here's the thing, though. I don't know if Aja was strictly lashing out at Valentina. I feel like she was lashing out at the judges through Valentina. Because she was upset that the judges were like, you're great, you're perfect, blah, 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 blah.
You're Linda Evangelista.
You're Linda Evangelista. And in Aja's mind, she's like, I'm just as fierce as Valentina. Why is she getting praised? And it's that idea, like, with Fifi and Alyssa. That, like, Alyssa could go out and do the exact same thing every week. And the judges would be like, Alyssa, you're so funny, work. And, like, she was getting passes for that. And I feel like Aja was kind of looking at it in that same lens, like, why are you continuing to get praised? It's not fair that the judges aren't seeing all this other work that I'm putting in. And, like, you go out and you could do minimal effort and they'll still think you're doing great. And I think that's what she was kind of getting at, but it all just came out like an attack. We had a naughty nighty runway, which is such a fun idea.
And somewhere, Trixie Mattel is screaming.
Screaming like,
holding her
you stole my gig.
Holding her little bedroom pumps with the puffs on them, all of her nighties that she bought last year. Just like, bitch, this is what I should be on the show again for. When I think about my favorite of the night, I immediately go to Trinity's.
Totally, 100%.
It was just like...
Same.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was sexual. It was like...
It was a naughty
Victoria's Secret runway. Like, it was beautiful. And the girls were reading her for it. And I didn't understand because she had the best runway at all.
I thought it looked really good.
I love Sasha's purely for that candelabra. I don't care that she was just wearing like some titty tassels. That candelabra and like the story that I was getting from that was everything.
I don't know what the story was, but I wanna read the sequel. I wanna buy the book.
I do too.
I liked Sasha's for the camp factor of it. I was a little worried that she brought out a prop again, but it was funny.
Okay, but props are cool.
And like, I did get the story like, I'm going to bed with my lover, but I can't find my way because I live in a Victorian mansion. I live in Crimson Peak, the titty tassel version.
That's what I was getting. I was getting like haunted house, sex in a haunted house.
Something. Yeah, I liked it. But my favorites were definitely Trinity, and I really liked Valentina's.
I honestly just despised everything that Eureka was wearing. Not one bit of it worked for me. I hated all of it.
Honestly, when she first walked out, I was like, are those just Spanx?
It was a disappointing look.
Hers was really disappointing, and Peppermint's was really disappointing.
Peppermint's was gross looking.
The funniest thing about Peppermint's to me was that it was just the nighty part, not the naughty part. Like,
yeah.
It legitimately was just like, that's what you wear to bed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That pink little nightie, and then if you're feeling fancy, you put the lace jacket thing over it. Like, it was not naughty in the slightest.
It felt cheap.
It was cheap. It was not good. And then, yeah, Eureka's was shite.
Honestly, if I was gonna pick like my bottom two, as much as I love Peppermint, it would have been her, and then I also would have put Charlie in the bottom too, just for her interruptions. I personally don't think that Trinity should have been in the bottom. Yes, she was not a great leader, but I'm not one of the opinion like the leader should go down with the ship. Like, there were so many loose rungs on that ladder. I don't think that she should get in trouble for the others being worse than her.
I don't think I agree that the others were worse than her.
Charlie was way worse.
Charlie was on the bottom.
And Peppermint was way worse.
No, because here's the thing. I still liked Peppermint at the end of their segment. Because Peppermint was flubbing her lines, but she was still kind of like, hee, I'm cute, I'm Peppermint. Like, there was a likability there. Trinity was just so off-putting in the entire thing.
Sure, but that runway should have saved her.
It should have, but here's the other thing that I will say. When you are team captain, you do have a responsibility for how the final product is. Because as a captain, you cannot just say, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Go off and do it. See ya when the cameras are rolling.
Adore did that, and she was safe in that episode.
Okay, but her team pulled it together.
No.
No. False. But the difference is, Adore actually did a really good job in the scene. That does make a difference. Trinity was not good.
Okay.
She was not good at all.
Okay.
Team leader is the worst thing to get.
I would not want to be team leader.
They make it a reward. It is
There's no reward.
Sort of reward. Because you are responsible for what happens in some way. Like, because you are team leader, you have the power to say, no, stop, don't do that. I do think that in certain situations, you do have to point to the team leader, and you do have, especially something that's live.
Nah. I think that we should talk just for a brief moment about Charlie. I don't buy into that whole, like, UK queens don't lip sync. I don't buy that for a minute, because I follow a lot of UK queens, and, like, they all lip sync.
Cheer up, Charlie. Show me a smile.
I think it's a little unfair to just basically give up. It's such haughtiness to be like, I'm gonna make it to the end. I'm not gonna have to lip sync ever because I'm just that good. Work, cover girl, turn to the right, turn to the left. Like, I don't even know, like, that bothers me. And then for someone,
She's bothered.
I'm bothered. And like,
Need some tension, team.
I feel like for all these girls that have wanted to be on the show and like have auditioned so many times and have not gotten on, it seems like such a slap in the face to them to not try, in the same way that I feel about James, you know? Like, she just kind of gave up her spot.
This is the second time we've had somebody just give up
Third
on this season.
Kimura kind of did that. She kind of gave up with hers.
That's just how Kimura.
But she like gave up in that challenge. Charlie totally gave up in this lip sync. And it's just like, what is up with you, by the way? Picking all these girls who didn't even try in their challenges that sent them home.
The only good one I got was
Sasha.
Sasha.
She's the only one saving your team, but you're like negative 17 points right now.
I wanted to believe in people. I really hope it's not a trend of this giving up thing. Like, and what's worrying me now at this point is that maybe all these queens are of the mentality of, well, I got on the show.
Yeah.
So I don't really, even if I get kicked off,
I got it.
I'm a Ru girl now. So that worries me. I'm interested to see going forward where the Trinity Eureka
That's
dynamic,
gonna blow up. That's gonna blow
All I'm
up.
saying is, if I do not get another
Fifi Sharon
moment between the two of them, I want my money back.
You didn't pay anything.
I want my time back.
Okay, but Trinity killed that lip sync. That's all I got to say. As my last thing, Trinity destroyed that lip sync. Like, no one has ever lip synced Britney before. I don't even care about Jiggly's jump on the floor and shooting ping balls out of her vagina. Trinity destroyed that Britney song, and I was so proud of her for showing us who she is as a performer.
Pissed all over that stage.
She shat on that stage and basically said, no one will ever lip sync on this stage again. That's what she did. She did that. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Victory Lap. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And who the heck do you think is going to go home next? If the rest of the season is going anything like how it has before, someone on Jacob's team is going to go next.
Chances are.
So, there's only 4 people left. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all again next week. Bye, putas!